Móna Campbell, after joining Board na Móna in 1947, was put working with the chief accountant there, Bridget Flynn.
Well, I joined Board na Móna in 1947 as a shorthand typist, and I was assigned to work for the chief accountant, who was Bridget Flynn. And she was the most amazing lady. I mean, she was chief accountant of a semi-state body, which was an extraordinary position for a woman to be in those days, because women in those were looked at second-class citizens, you know. And I liked her very much. She was a very, very hard taskmaster. And I think half the accounts department of whom she headed up were terrified of her. But I worked with Lily Langan and Peggy, and we became firm friends. I worked very hard. Coming up to the end of the financial year, we would go into the office in the morning. I think it was at 9 o'clock we started. We had an hour and a quarter for lunch. We worked till 5:30. Coming up to March, April, we worked till 11 o'clock 3 nights a week on profit and loss accounts, balance sheets, and God knows what else.
And here, Móna Campbell recalls her first meeting the managing director, Todd Andrews.
I mean, at the time I was working for Miss Flynn, Todd Andrews was head of Board na Móna. And I'd never met him. Everybody thought, he was God, you know. And he rang down one day and said he'd like to see me. And I said, heavens, what have I done? So I remember going up and I looked at this big, long boardroom that seemed to be acres. And he stood up, this very tall man. He very charming, sat down. I was going to Switzerland on holidays. And he wanted to know would I bring a message over to his son Christopher, who was in Geneva. So we went from Montreux to Geneva, met Christopher, and he showed us all over the United Nations buildings. And we had a wonderful time with them. So then when I came back, I had to go back to report to Todd. And we were just, that is how I really got to know him. I was a great admirer of his.